Mr. Pearl does not remember whether or not he's shown his light from the White Park parking lot. But that is exactly what he did and why Mr. Clement also remembers where he was situated. If you notice, this was a fact that Mr. Pearl left out of his testimony, because when three people are by themselves at night, Mr. Pearl acknowledged there was no traffic. It's very noticeable when somebody shines a very bright light on you. It stands out. So for Mr. Pearl not to include in his written notes or in his testimony today that fact points out that he's disconnecting himself from the beginning of the engagement with the individuals. His encounter began when he shone the light. And at that time, he was at a greater distance than he could have observed via the statute the qualifications for the bicycle's headlamp. Once he arrived on the scene, which he acknowledged from the rear, I was under no obligation to produce a headlamp for him that may have been used for the bicycle while it was operating. During the encounter, if you will refer to the defendant's exhibit, the video and the audio from the encounter, I was recording him and asking his name and badge number, which he 3 times refuses to provide. When another officer arrives on the scene, he then cuts off that officer from giving his name, which I believe demonstrates an animus. He knew who I was when he arrived on the scene. He was aware that I had filed a complaint against him for assaulting me in the past. And this was a very silly, petty way to just inconvenience my life over a bicycle light. Mr. Pearl responded to the recording. If you notice in the recording the amount of time in which he focuses on my 2 friends who actually were engaged in something that, one was injured, something that you think would have caught more of his attention. But very quickly after I say that I'm audio recording, the focus becomes on me, and my friends are allowed to leave. It is only after that point that he inquires about the light, and the fact that he's refusing to identify himself, and also, I don't know why he refused to allow the other officer to identify himself, it demonstrates a disconnect from the person doing the job and the job that he's doing. So he just said his name would be on the summons. It was very impersonal. I don't believe demonstrates professionalism in line with Concord Police Department's mission statement. And the fact that Mr. Pearl was never in a position qualified to judge the headlamp in question, I believe disqualifies this case from any reason why it should be found guilty of this infraction. And that is my closing argument.
Thank you very much.
Your Honor, the issue here today is whether or not Mr. Ian's bicycle had a headlamp on it. And as Mr. Ian was reading the statute to you, 266-86 says, every bicycle operated upon any way during darkness shall be equipped with a lamp emitting a white light visible from a distance of 300 feet in front of the bicycle. It goes on to then discuss the red reflector. So first, the statute requires that the bicycle must be equipped with a lamp, and that lamp must emit a light. Sergeant Pearl testified that Mr. Ian did not have a light on his bicycle. He was riding that bicycle on a way to the city of Concord to, I believe that Sergeant Pearl testified that it was Rumford and Beacon Streets. So Mr. Ian was riding his bicycle on a way in the state of Concord. It was dark and it was raining on that evening, and the bicycle did not have a light on it. So under that statute, 266-86, Mr. Ian should be found guilty of this offense. And regardless of whether or not Mr. Ian feels that Sergeant Pearl acted professionally or did not act professionally, it's not the issue before the court, and therefore Mr. Ian should be found guilty. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to take this under advisement so I have an opportunity to review the CD, and I will issue an order later. Thank you both very much.
Please rise.